The film begins with a meteor hurtling toward Earth. On the ground, two police officers, Party and Wally, are having a casual chat when the meteor crashes behind them, unnoticed. The next day, the story shifts to a teacher named Starla, who is introduced as she wraps up a class. Her husband, Grant, picks her up, and the audience learns that Party has long harbored feelings for Starla, though she married Grant due to financial hardships. That evening, Grant attempts to initiate intimacy with Starla, but she turns him down. Feeling rejected, Grant leaves the house and finds solace at a bar, where he runs into Brenda, a childhood friend. The two reminisce, and their conversation leads them to a nearby forest. Brenda confesses that she has liked Grant since they were kids, even carving her feelings into a tree. As Grant prepares to leave, he notices a strange slime trail and follows it to a mysterious, large object. When he touches it, the object releases a creature that pierces his stomach and implants itself inside him. When Grant wakes up, he is visibly altered, silent, and withdrawn. He returns home and consumes all the meat in the house. The next day, Grant begins constructing a bizarre nest in a warehouse. Back at home, Starla apologizes for refusing him the night before and tries to make amends. Meanwhile, Grant stocks up on large quantities of meat, claiming it's part of a surprise for Starla's birthday. He locks the meat in a room, arousing Starla's curiosity. Later that evening, the couple prepares for a party. Grant, now under the influence of the alien parasite, feels an overwhelming urge to reproduce. He approaches Starla, but his lingering love for her enables him to resist the creature's control. Frustrated, he leaves abruptly. At the party, Party notices Starla and tries to engage her in conversation. Meanwhile, Grant visits Brenda, and their reunion takes a horrifying turn. When Grant removes his clothes, Brenda sees the creature and tries to flee. Grant captures her, and the alien implants its eggs inside her. Back at the party, Party keeps Starla company. Later, Starla returns home and is horrified to find Grant's head swollen grotesquely. He brushes it off, claiming he was stung by a bee and has already seen a doctor. The next day, suspicious, Starla calls the doctor, who denies having seen Grant. Her unease grows. Meanwhile, Grant takes meat to the warehouse, where Brenda eagerly devours it, her condition deteriorating. Party and Wally visit Starla, explaining that Grant is a suspect in Brenda's disappearance. Witnesses reported seeing him enter her house before she vanished. Before leaving, Party gives Starla his number, urging her to call if Grant returns. Once alone, Starla breaks into the locked room and is horrified to find it filled with animal carcasses. She immediately calls Party, but Grant arrives and interprets her actions as a betrayal. Enraged, Grant tries to impregnate her with his alien tentacles. Fortunately, Party and Wally arrive in time to intervene, and Grant flees into the night. 3 days later, Party receives a report from the mayor about Grant's increasing threat. Livestock continues to disappear, and the town is preparing for hunting season. The police receive another call about a mutilated dog at a nearby farm. Party organizes a team to hunt Grant in the forest. Believing Grant might target the farm again, they devise a plan to corner him. As the team arms themselves, Starla arrives, determined to join the search for her husband-turned-monster. The hunt for Grant unfolds with mounting tension as they close in on his whereabouts. As night falls, Party and his team prepare to confront Grant. They set up several hidden posts around the area, using a cow as bait to lure him out. While waiting, Party shares stories from Starla's childhood, reminiscing about the simpler times before the alien invasion. The atmosphere grows tense as they remain vigilant in the dark. Suddenly, Grant appears in his monstrous form. The team signals each other to prepare for an ambush. Grant moves toward the cow and, with a single slash, kills it instantly. However, before the team can act, Starla impulsively runs toward Grant, calling out to him in desperation. The police officers follow her closely, trying to protect her. Starla tries to calm Grant, pleading with him to remember who he was, but her efforts are interrupted when Grant notices the approaching officers. Infuriated, Grant lashes out, killing one officer with a single powerful strike that splits the man in half. Grant flees into the forest, and the group gives chase. Their pursuit leads them to an old warehouse. Inside, they hear faint noises and cautiously open the doors. To their horror, they find Brenda, her body grotesquely swollen and writhing. Barely able to speak, Brenda mutters about feeling unbearably hungry. Moments later, her body bursts open, releasing thousands of alien worms that swarm toward the group. The worms move with alarming speed, attempting to invade the group members' mouths. Party shouts for everyone to keep their mouths shut, and through sheer determination, they manage to avoid infection. However, the worms spread beyond the warehouse, heading toward a nearby house. Inside, a young woman named Kylie is soaking in a bathtub, unaware of the approaching danger. A worm slithers into the tub, trying to invade her body. As it touches her lips, Kylie experiences a sudden psychic connection with the alien creature, seeing its memories of destruction across other planets, and its link to Grant. She also learns of its systematic methods of taking over entire worlds. Terrified but resourceful, Kylie kills the worm and escapes the bathroom. However, when she ventures out, she discovers that her entire family has already been taken over by the parasites. Facing no other choice, Kylie jumps out of her house to avoid being captured. The worm chases her relentlessly, but she manages to find refuge in a nearby car. Meanwhile, back at the warehouse, Party and his team secure a colleague who has fainted after accidentally swallowing a worm. With no signal in the dense forest, Party heads to a car to try and contact the police station. At the same time, Starla and the mayor release several captured officers, but they soon notice something strange about their behavior. The officers begin to speak and act like Grant, revealing the depth of the parasite's control. One of the infected officers attacks a colleague, spraying acid at him. Starla shoots the attacker, but when her bullets run out, she and the mayor are forced to flee. Elsewhere, Kylie is confronted by her worm-controlled family. They demand that she join them, but Party arrives just in time to rescue her. Kylie reveals what she learned during her psychic connection, explaining that all infected individuals are connected to Grant's consciousness. She also shares that the alien parasite is a creature from outer space that has destroyed countless planets in the same horrifying manner. Determined to stop Grant, Party devises a plan to kill him using a grenade. He heads to the police station to retrieve it but is attacked by a worm-infected dog. Despite being bitten, Party manages to retrieve the grenade with Kylie's help, as she kills the dog. With the grenade in hand, Party learns that the mayor has been captured and follows the trail to Grant's lair. Inside the lair, the mayor uses a lighter to explore his surroundings. He is horrified to find a mass of infected individuals fused together in a grotesque amalgamation. Overwhelmed by the parasite's influence, the mayor succumbs to hunger and begins eating flesh. Meanwhile, Starla regains consciousness in a new set of clothes. She cautiously searches for a way out, but hears Grant calling her name. Arming herself with a comb, she moves through the lair and discovers a room filled with neatly arranged photographs of her and Grant's life together. Moved by the sight, she feels a fleeting sense of the man Grant once was, but her shock returns when she sees Grant in his monstrous form. Party and Kylie finally arrive at the lair, where they witness the horrifying sight of dozens of infected people fused into Grant's body. As Starla confronts Grant, he accuses her of betrayal, believing she cheated on him. Starla tries to calm him by reminding him of their past, using their shared memories to soothe his rage. Seizing the moment, she approaches Grant and attempts to kiss him but suddenly stabs him. Enraged, Grant retaliates, beating her repeatedly. Party bursts into the scene and encounters the mayor, who begs to be killed to end his suffering. Party steels himself and prepares to use the grenade on Grant. However, Grant attacks before Party can act, causing the grenade to fall into a nearby pool, where it explodes harmlessly. Grant then attempts to overpower Party by filling his stomach with worms. Thinking quickly, Party connects a gas cylinder to Grant's body, pumping it full of gas. Starla grabs a pistol and shoots the gas-filled Grant, causing him to explode violently. With Grant's death, the alien parasite's influence is severed, and all infected individuals collapse lifelessly. In the aftermath, Starla, Party, and Kylie plan to leave the town and head to another city to seek help. As they walk away from the devastation, the screen fades to black, signaling the end of their ordeal.